to Would I Lie to You, the show with tall tales and tantalising truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian who used to sell furniture, a shabby dresser, a knackered tall boy, a leathery old poof. It didn't matter what people shouted at him, he carried on selling that furniture. It's Micky Flanagan. And a TV star who's most famous for presenting the BBC News. Reading autocue can be tricky. You've got to make sure you don't accidentally wrong the word say. It's Fiona Bruce. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a presenter who last year came top of a poll for TV's most irritating haircut. A decision still being contested by Micky Flanagan's lawyers. It's Claudia Winkleman. Lock up your daughters, sisters, mothers, aunts and grannies. It's Steve Jones. So we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with, and it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Tonight we start with Micky.
I once livened up a lacklustre hen do by taking my clothes off for the ladies.
I don't know much about religious cultures. What is a lacklustre Hindu?
Hindu.
Oh, there was a misunderstanding.
Where were you?
Yeah, I was in Menorca. There was a group of girls sort of wandering around a little bit forlorn, like, you know.
Was it a restaurant, Micky? A town square, a restaurant? What was it?
It was in a sort of restaurant bar type thing.
I know what you mean,
you know,
yeah.
with an outside area.
Who were you with?
I was with my now wife and someone else's wife and, you know... I just went around asking various wives if they fancied to spend time in Spain with me.
So what did you do again?
I could see the girl sort of walking around tables talking to men. And then suddenly she came up to me and said, oh, would you do a strip for us?
And your now wife and your then wife were like, go ahead.
My wife's a very open-minded person.
Hey,
and,
you don't have to tell me about it. So she said, will you do a strip?
To be honest with you, I initially said no. And it was my wife who went, you should do it.
Why?
Because I'm a great dancer.
Micky, is there any chance you could give us some visual proof? Because you just said you're a great dancer. If I could see a bit, then I may believe the story a bit more.
No, to be honest, I can't remember what I did.
Oh! I see you icing.
Peer group pressure.
Yeah, it's not a group, really. It's just one person who's shouting, come on, with a TV recording.
It can spread, though, Dave. Yeah. I've seen it spread.
So go on, Micky. So there you were in the restaurant. Your wife said, go on, Micky, have a strip. What happened next?
I sort of then had to set the scene.
Set the scene?
Did you have props?
Not props, but I know I need a stage and a pole.
I don't think male strippers have poles, do they?
Why not? A man can swing round a pole, can't he?
I think you're thinking of Morris dances.
I told him to play Keep Your Hat On, classic. And I sort of just improvised from there,
So just
really.
by complete coincidence, they had the song you asked for?
Yeah, well, I went and checked with the DJ.
What kind of restaurant was it?
I would say dubious. I think the sort of restaurant where there's a DJ and a pole, you start to doubt the quality of the paella.
And how much did you take off?
I sort of got to my pants, and then I could see across the restaurant, bar, diner, alfresco area. My wife went to meet...
Even though 10 minutes earlier she said, you should strip for them, they're sad, they're having a rubbish time.
I said she was open-minded. She's got standards.
No, she hasn't.
OK, I want to try and set this scene. You're there, the hen is there, your two wives are there. We're wondering, is he going to do it, is he going to do it? You scamper up to the DJ, you have a word, and you say, hit it. behalf of the BBC, I offer a full and profound apology. Please don't press charges. OK, what are you thinking, Lee?
Here's my problem, is I think that a gang of girls who are on a hen aren't lacklustre. If you've already got on a plane, you've committed. You're in. You're on board.
But, Claudia, I would say that once I'd got over the slight kind of, oh, my God, what's going on thing, there was a moment where Micky put his knee on my shoulder. And I thought, this has gone from lacklustre to stellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fancy a part of Stella after that.
So, what are you thinking?
I don't know. This is a tough one because there's something about Micky that says he would do it.
Of course he would.
This is not real. It's horribly vague. It's all over the shop.
So you think it's a lie? You think it's...
I think it's totally true.
We'll go with true.
OK, Micky, truth or lie?
It is true.
Yes, Micky did liven up a hen do by taking his clothes off. Steve, you're next.
I once saved P. Diddy's life.
David. Well, hang on, before we get there, David. P. Diddy. Where does one begin? A rapper, a singer, very popular, sells a lot of records.
Right.
We can have a look at a photo. Here he is. Take a look. For viewers at home, perhaps.
That's the man whose life I saved.
Right.
So how did you do it?
He was drowning, and I saved him. I jumped in and I saved him.
You were lucky he was drowning, because you couldn't have saved him from drowning if he'd been choking.
What was he drowning in?
Water?
OK, where was this? Where was this?
Saint-Tropez.
Get you? You and P. Diddy in the sea in Saint-Tropez.
Yes, indeed.
So were you were socialising with P. Diddy beforehand? You didn't just happen to come across him?
Yeah, we were socialising. We were on the same boat together.
Hang on a minute. Are you Welsh?
Yes, I'm a Welsh person.
Then I find this very hard to believe.
So why were you on this boat?
We have a mutual friend who owns a boat.
What, you and P. Diddy?
Yes.
Derek Evans from Pontypridd. Derek has been very close to Diddy for some years now. When was this?
5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago, all right.
Why were you both in Saint-Tropez at the same time?
It was Cannes at the time, and we just went there to party. And she said one day, oh, P. Diddy's joining us tomorrow. And I was like, oh, cool.
And why did you get invited?
I'm friends with the lady who owns the boat. I'm not friends with P. Diddy, so...
Did he come on his own, or did he have some of his entourage with him?
He came with one giant bodyguard.
And so they get on the boat, him and the bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then he goes for a swim, or does he fall off?
Or was he pushed?
We got pretty steaming that night when he got on the boat. It was a bit of a raucous party. The next morning, he was a bit hungover. I remember him saying, yo, I'm hungover. And I was like, yeah. We all
Did
are.
you think
Get a
your
grip.
name was Yo?
Possibly. He was hungry, and I remember him eating a big bowl of pasta for lunch. Then he was like, I'm going to go for a dip. And he jumped into the ocean off the boat.
Said he couldn't swim.
Well, this is... Okay, let me finish.
Well, sorry. As he dived, he went, oh, I can't!
No. He dived into the...
Oh, I can't! I forgot! I've done that. Haven't you done that? Do you know what I mean? We've all done it.
Whose team are you on?
So this wasn't a very high boat, then?
Oh, it was like a speedboat that was part of the bigger boat. We took the smaller boat to go out into the open ocean to swim.
So you took him further from somewhere where he might be safe?
I'm not his father. I'm not like P. Diddy. Can you swim? He just jumped in.
I think if I was socialising with a rap star, I might not ask them whether or not they can swim before they go swimming. I would. You would?
Yeah, because if they jump in and suddenly they're drowning, they'll start shooting it up, you know.
So you've got into a smaller boat.
He jumps off the smaller boat. I didn't think much of it. I turn around to look how he's doing. I just glance, P. Diddy, you're going to look. And he's got his hands balled into fists, and he's kind of doing this.
That is just fatal error.
Just hitting the water with clenched fists. And I thought he was
like he's
messing
trying to
around.
destroy the sea.
I couldn't work it out. I was like,
nemesis.
jumped in, I swam across to him, and I'm like, yeah, OK, calm down. He's like, help, help! And I grabbed him around his chest like this and kind of swam back to the boat and, you know, got him on the ladder, and he said, thanks. And I was like, you're welcome, P. Diddy.
That's all right. So what are you thinking, David?
This is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
Well, I think that if P. Diddy could have done anything that stupid and you would have saved him, he'd have said to you, nobody ever hears about this, do you understand?
The various rap stars whose lives I've saved, they've all sworn me to secrecy.
So, David, truth or lie?
Well, I think we think it's a lie.
You're saying a lie. Steve Jones, P. Diddy, truth or lie?
It is true.
No!
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Laura. So, Fiona, what is Laura to you?
This is Laura. She fell asleep when she came on the Antics Roadshow while an expert was valuing her egg cups.
Mickey, how do you know Laura?
This is Laura. She owns my local chippy. And she said if I got her close to Steve, she would give me free chips for the rest of the year.
Finally, David, what's your relationship with Laura?
This is Laura. She's the first woman I ever bought flowers for. I gave them to her to say sorry for being sick on her floor.
So there we are. Fiona's conked-out collector, Mickey's chip shop chum, or David's bouquet buddy. Lee's team.
OK, so, Mickey, when was this incident?
It's not an incident. It's built up over time, because I've been going in there and Laura says to me, oh, I've seen you on the TV, and we got chatting, and she's always going on about Steve. Oh, do you ever work with Steve? And I'm like,
oh, and
yeah,
this is just coincidence.
He's young and good-looking. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
What's the name of the chip shop, Mickey?
The Zappian.
The what?
The Zappian.
What does that mean?
Zappian.
I don't know. Not everything makes sense in the world.
All I know is that I used to live very near you, as you know, and I don't remember...
Hence the court case.
Yeah. I don't remember the Zappian chip shop.
I sort of stumbled on it, if anything. It was sort of en route, because I would normally go to the Codfather, as you know, in East Dulwich.
I prefer the new one, the Codfather 2. That's Set the scene and talk us through the moment when you knew you were going to be on with Steve and you had this thing to tell. How did it go?
I come in with my little boy. Friday night tradition, we go and get fish and chips, right? Okay.
I know you see your boy on a Friday night.
Yeah, but he finishes breakfast. He finishes breakfast. I get the tag removed for the evening, and well, we go and pick it up. I walk in and I say to her, I'm only on with that Steve Jones who you always go on about, like, you know, roughly that. We have a chat. This is what.
And she says.
And she said, could you get me on the show? I'd love to meet him. Could you? And I said, yeah, I think I can.
Yeah.
I didn't run round there and knock her up in the morning.
Well, Mickey, no one doubts what you'll do for a free bag of chips.
Laura, can you look at me, Laura?
Laura's not allowed to speak, Steve.
No, she's not speaking. She's just looking at me.
She's not allowed.
I don't want her to speak. I just want her to
drowning, Steve. No.
She's not allowed to look at me.
No.
She can look at you.
Oh, that's all I want. I'm not going to speak to her.
That's how it always starts, isn't it? Oh. Now, is this close enough,
He
do
wants
you
to see
think?
if she looks adoringly, doesn't he? That's the thing.
She couldn't look any less interested.
This lady does not care for me. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Nothing.
And yet, you watch what happens now. OK. Fiona, were you the person interviewing her when she fell asleep?
No. It was one of our experts, Will Farmer, who's a ceramic specialist, and so he was the one who was talking to her.
So you didn't witness this event? This is something you found out later?
No, I did witness it because I saw it on the monitor. I waited to see what would happen because I thought it was pretty funny.
Thought it was funny. I think this woman just died. She's going to be an antique soon.
You'd be surprised how often people do fall asleep on the roadshow because it's a very long day.
I wouldn't.
Oh. Yeah.
How many egg cups was it?
Well, I don't know how many were in the entire collection, but on the table were about a dozen.
Sorry.
Are you sure?
Sorry.
You ask.
No, please.
Did you...
I promise you, right, I won't do it again. Claudia, have you got a question?
Yeah, I do. Did Laura immediately say, yes, I've fallen asleep? Like, was she open about falling asleep, or did she wake up and do that thing where I think I've got away with this?
She kind of went like that.
How much?
Tell me the period of time from when you noticed her falling asleep to when she woke up.
It was only about 30 seconds, probably. It's not,
30
not that.
seconds?
That's a long time on television to have someone falling asleep.
Yeah, but
This didn't end up in the finished show,
It didn't.
No. And, and Laura
I'm
was
sorry,
embarrassed.
because the egg cups weren't quite interesting enough.
Oh, dear. OK, David, tell us your fact again, if you can remember it.
Well, she's the first woman I ever bought flowers for, and it was to say sorry for being sick on her floor.
Right.
When was this?
I was a student, so it would have been in the mid-90s.
Was it a party?
It was sort of... there were a group of people had gone back to her room after being in a
David,
bar.
just so you know, that's called a party.
Well, no, well... what I'm saying is invitations hadn't been issued.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to...
There's a gang of you, you've gone back,
Yeah.
you're drunk. At what point do you throw up? You are not awful.
Claudia, wait a minute. We don't know if he was drunk or not. He may have just...
Were you drunk?
I was drunk.
OK, he's drunk.
So you get back to the room, you put on some music. What do you do?
Well, there was definitely drinking.
Yes.
I think there might have been crisps.
Right.
I'll tell you what, all the clues are saying party.
Yeah.
It is looking that way, isn't it?
There was a brief round of musical statues, but it didn't really... No, I remember sitting on a sofa and drinking, and
Right.
then it goes a bit... my memory fades slightly.
Oh.
So I think I might have fallen asleep,
Before that.
dozed off, passed out.
And then you wake up and you think, I'm not going to make it. Do you ask for a bucket?
No, I didn't think I was going to die. I don't remember much. I remember I wake up, I'm definitely going to be sick in a minute, and I essentially have enough time to lean forward.
Oh.
And then someone produces a bin. Sort
Yes.
of, I would say, 60% of the way through the process.
And what about the flowers? When did they come into it?
The next day. I woke up the next day and felt very hungover and quite guilty.
Did she clean it up? Did she say...
I think
Didn't
she
ask?
cleaned it up, but
OK.
I certainly... what I didn't say is, here's some flowers, and if it's still festering there, I'll go and clean it up now.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Laura Fiona's conked-out collector, Micky's chip shop chum, or David's bouquet buddy?
Who do you want to rule out?
Mickey.
You want to rule Mickey out?
The Zappian? What? Who? What?
So you want to rule out Mickey for no other reason than the name of the chip shop?
The other thing is, I don't want to get pernickety, but unless Mickey has some magical line to the producer who goes, who's on 3 weeks in advance, I found out who I was with, I think, today. Like, I don't think you know that far.
To be honest with you, Claudia, some people get booked well in advance.
Was it just me? I think she went to university with David and he threw up on her carpet.
Mitchell's not vomiting on people's carpets. He's a class act.
The one thing you can say about vomit is that everyone's done it, including the Queen.
That is treason! You conjuring up the image in people's minds of Her Majesty hunched over the toilet bowl, heaving and heaving and heaving. You disgust me. Her crown falling in, picking it out, giving it a rinse.
Right, so Claudia, you're saying David. You're saying...
Mickey.
Mickey. We'll go with Mickey.
OK, you're saying it's Mickey.
Right, Mickey.
OK,
yeah.
Right. Laura, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Laura, and David gave me flowers after he was sick on his car.
Yes, Laura is David's bouquet buddy. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Which brings us to our quickfire round, Quickfire Lies, and we start with... It's Fiona.
I have a recurring dream in which a monkey in silver hot pants feeds me soup from a bowler hat.
Oh!
Please, team.
Do you find primates attractive?
It's that primates find me attractive.
Well, we've seen that with Mickey earlier.
When was the first time you had this dream?
I've been having this dream since adolescence.
OK, what kind of monkey is it?
I don't know exactly what type. It's a bit like a capuchin monkey. It's quite small.
Are they the ones with the frothy bit and the chocolate on there?
How does the dream affect you when you wake from a night having had this dream? Do you awake fulfilled? Are you a better... That's not what I meant, and you know that. Do you wake in a good frame of mind, or are you troubled?
I am satisfied, I am sated, I am replete.
Where are you in the dream when the monkey's... Is he feeding you, you say?
What are you wearing?
I don't notice that.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
I never noticed that. It doesn't form part of the dream.
Do you think there's any amorous connotations to this dream? You know, you've got the little Kylie Minogue hot pants on. Probably why you can't get it out of your head. And you've got...
So what do you think? Could this be true?
I think it's so brilliant, but I think Fiona might just be a fantastic liar.
She was very quick on her answers. I think it was...
True.
I think it's true.
Let's go true.
We'll go with true.
OK. Fiona Bruce, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Oh! No! You did it
Yes, a lie. Fiona doesn't have a recurring dream where a monkey in silver hot pants feeds her soup from a bowler hat. Next. It's Lee.
Oh, possession.
Right. There should be a box under your desk. Would you first of all read the card out and then take the possession out and pop it on the desk?
This is the set of keys I carry around with me every day. I know what every single one is for. Apart from one.
OK. The box back on the floor. Just take us through the set of keys, Lee, in your own time.
OK.
Please don't feel you have to rush.
It's not say in his own time. It's all of our time, really.
Yes.
Isn't it? But, OK, carry on.
So, now, I've got 3 keys that look very similar, so I have to put those little things on to give you the different colours. And these colours help me a lot, because that's for the blue door, that's for the green door, and that's for the yellow door. Yes. Now, I'll never forget, because the blue door is blue, the yellow door is yellow, and the green one is my next-door neighbour, Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah. And, what lies behind those doors?
So that's my front door key.
Yeah.
And that's
which genuinely is a blue door, my
OK.
front door. OK? The green one genuinely is my next-door neighbour's key, but it isn't Shakin' Stevens.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot. It's Howard Jones. And the yellow one is the key for the door at the back of the house. Now, this one, that's the key for the front door, the bottom lock. What do you call that?
Bolt.
Yes, I wish I could. This unusual-looking key, that's for the money chest. Money chest. That's for a small tin that we keep some money in.
Right.
And some things that we don't want the kids to see.
Why don't you want the kids to see money? And what else don't you want the kids to see?
I don't mind them seeing the money. It's the other things I don't want them to see.
Like what?
The remains.
So, OK, that's where you keep your money and the remains of those who you've killed.
Yes. Then you've got PBU. That's that one there.
What does PBU stand for?
PBU on the keyring?
Yes.
It's the place for bins, you. And, it's a little,
Just like that!
Yeah.
He couldn't have made that up. It's true.
We've got one of those outside little shed things you're supposed to put the bins in to make it look tidy. And my wife constantly comes out and says, "There's a place for the bins, you!" And to help me remember, that's the key, I put PBU on the thing.
So you give yourself the job of remembering the night before the bin men are coming to go out, unlock these bins. Every time you go to put some rubbish away, you unlock the bin.
No.
This is none of this.
Because the shed that the bins are kept in doesn't have the lock. The gate leading to the shed that the bins are
What's going in these these bins.
My wife basically thinks more of the bins than me. Then we've got this little baby here. Oh, this tells a story. This one is for the safe.
Oh.
But the safe, bizarrely, it was already in the house and it's behind a picture. How exciting. The key has never fitted. We never know what's in the safe.
Now, what is the picture in front of the safe?
The picture in front of the safe?
Yeah.
Oh, that picture.
You know the safe that doesn't exist?
Well, this...
There's a picture that doesn't exist in front of it.
This is the bit.
It's obviously a painting of your bins.
This is the bit. This is the bit you're going to find.
That must never be taken
This is
from
the
house.
bit you're going to find crazy. It's a picture of the safe. No, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And this, David, is the key to your heart. It's not. That is to the side passage. And it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying to get through the side passage because I have to open the gated community to the bins, and that takes me through to the side passage, which I open. And that's all the keys apart from this one. Do you know what that one's for, Fiona? Nobody knows.
And how did you get that key?
That key. Just give it to... this is the bit that's not funny, and I don't want any jokes. My great-grandfather fought in the First World War, and he had a key round his neck, and we don't know what the key was for, but it was passed on. He gave it to his father, his father gave it to his father.
He gave it to his father, so he passed it on backwards in time.
No, sorry. All I will say is, just in summary, I'm not pitching it to you because it is true, but if you don't believe it, quite simply, the story is simple. What is there not to believe? I come home, I make sure the side-gated community to the bins are unlocked so I can get the bins out, leave them on a Tuesday, I let me open the side passage, I get in, lock the side passage, come through to the house, open the safe by moving the picture, I can't open the safe, I always forget, I close the safe, I get the tin, open it up, move the eyeballs, get the money out, close the tin, open the thing, back inside, straight to the front door, which is blue, go out, feed Howard Jones's cat next door, who I accidentally said was Shaking Stevens. What part of that are you telling me?
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Lee! Was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was a lie.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. And I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Steve Jones.
Oh. Thank you.
Yes, who'd have thought it? Wales's best-looking man telling Steve Jones that he's the liar of the week. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with fabulous fibs and terrifying truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian who says he looks like a cross between Miss Piggy and Boris Johnson. So, part puppet with the face of a pig and part Miss Piggy. It's Rob Beckett. And a presenter of Newsnight who attended an all-girls school that she describes as being a bit like St Trinian's. I say forget the quiz, let's talk about that. It's Kirsty Walk. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a dancer who's been in the business for 40 years. Quite an achievement, considering he says he's 37. It's Bruno Tonioli. And an avant-garde comedian and broadcaster who redefines cool. Cool now means having a beard and living in Norwich. It's Adam Buxton. And so we begin with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Bruno Tognoli, you are first up tonight.
I once caused a fire in a hotel while making pasta sauce for Bananarama.
David's team. Bananarama, I should say, David, are a popular pop group from the 1980s, all-girl, three-piece band.
Yeah. Right. I should point out, girls are...
I mean, the key question here, Bruno, is why were you making pasta sauce in a hotel for Bananarama?
Because I'm Italian and, you know, people like my pasta.
Who's your favourite member of Bananarama?
They're all my favourite. They're all friends.
Perfect answer. If he's lying, he's good.
One of them is married to Andrew Ridgeley.
What, really?
Wasn't one of them married to the Eurythmics bloke?
Yeah.
Dave Stewart, yes.
No,
Dave
you're
Stewart,
thinking of...
That's Annie Lennox.
No,
Annie Lennox wasn't in Bananarama.
It's so difficult working with such music experts.
Music experts.
Anyway, back to the story. When was this? When was it?
It was in the 80s.
The 1980s.
Right. But wait a minute, you were just... You were very young. Were you very young?
I was extremely young. I was practically a fetus.
And why were you with Bananarama?
I was shooting a video. I was shooting a video.
Were you dancing?
You were directing it? What were you...
Choreographing a video.
You were choreographing a Bananarama video?
Yeah.
I have to say, having seen Bananarama videos, I don't think there's an over-reliance on choreography. You point your hand like this, you go like that. You go up in the air, you come down. You go to that side. It's a wonderful. I love it. Now, where is the kitchen and my saucepan?
So anyway, I was working with a lot of pop groups at the time. Bananarama was one of my clients, and I was in Los Angeles shooting a video. And after we finished filming, I went to the hotel. They asked me to cook a pasta for them.
Is cooking dinner at the end of the day part of the choreographer's job description? Because some hotels, I believe, at the very top end, will actually provide a food-making service for you. And in fact, I've heard it's even frowned upon if you attempt to cook your own meal on the premises.
But there are some hotels, rock and roll hotels, which actually have villas, so you don't go through where everybody goes through.
So how did the fire? You say there was a conflagration.
Well, what happened is that I kind of started this tomato sauce, and I said to Sarah, I need to get some extra ingredients, so you just watch the onions.
Yeah, I know.
Make sure that once they become golden, you remove the pan from the stove and wait for me to come back to finish.
Very clear instructions.
Very clear, it's very simple.
An idiot could follow those instructions.
So after a day of trying to choreograph Bananarama, you knew they couldn't follow any instructions.
So anyway, so I come back and there is like fire ranging, smoke everywhere. What the hell is going on here? Basically, she washed her hair and the kitchen was on fire. Everything was black. I mean, the whole thing was a terrible disaster.
Was Bananarama all right?
Who cares? My pasta was ruined.
Did the fire brigade come?
Yes.
Was that nice?
Yeah. Was it nice, did you say, Rob?
Was it nice?
Very odd question.
I know, was it nice?
How was the fire engine? Was it nice?
Was it nice? They're nice, because in America, they're always very nice. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah.
Is this your villa? Is it burned down to the ground? Yeah. Well done. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. You know, they're lovely. I love it. Good job.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
You know, they're so nice. Everything in America is lovely. It's good job. Good job.
David, what are you thinking?
What do you think?
I'm thinking it's a lie.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's kind of telling the truth because it's so ridiculous.
I think we're going to say true. I think it's true.
OK. Bruno Tognoli, was it true or was it a lie?
It was the truth.
Oh. Wow. Yes, it's true. Bruno did cause a fire in a hotel when making pasta sauce for Bananarama. Adam, you're next.
If my wife and I are having a row, to help us think more rationally, we go into separate rooms and continue the argument over Skype.
I should say, before we kick off here, if anybody in Wales is watching, Skype is, it's a sort of telephone call with pictures. David.
Adam, where did this idea come from?
Well, it first started when we were not in the same physical space. Well, like, we weren't in the same house. We were...
on Skype already?
We were on Skype. We were in different countries.
Yeah.
And we were having quite a difficult conversation that I was anticipating was going to get out of hand, and I was surprised by the fact that Skype enabled us to stay relatively calm.
What was the difficult situation?
I was going to ask
Did it go along the lines of, what's that person doing in the background?
So what was the last row you had that required Skype's intervention?
Well, I mean, this is kind of personal.
You brought it up, mate.
I mean... It was sparked off by drawers being left open.
Oh!
I mean, I was very irritated because it was something that I pointed out a number of times, and I was disappointed to see that
disappointed.
The conversation...
Classic.
Yeah. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
Disappointed.
So
I was very disappointed to see that the tip that I had given about keeping the drawers closed, especially the ones at a low level, so I don't bark my shins. Is that really unreasonable? I was disappointed to see that that chat hadn't been actioned.
So how do you go from arguing?
Yeah.
Which one of you will then say, OK, whoa, time out. Let's.
I mean, that's enough to start a divorce. Someone goes, OK, time it. Right, that's it!
So I do that with my wife when we're having an hour. I go, make us a cup of tea. that doesn't help. Just a tip for you.
Who makes that decision? How does it move on to the Skype stage?
Yeah, I'm the one who makes the decision, because originally I thought that it would be a sort of funny way of diffusing some tension.
Is this a system you could see yourself implementing, David?
No.
You and Mrs. Mitchell, perhaps,
No.
if tempers are ever, heaven forbid, raised?
Well, I think it wouldn't work for us because I think we find computers more annoying than each other.
So, David, what are you thinking? Has Adam been telling the truth?
What do you think, Kirsty?
I think it's really, really possible.
What do you think?
He does like computers, doesn't he? Look at him.
I've got one last question.
Come on, then.
All right.
The first time you had the row in real life, and you had in the back of your mind that maybe if you could get onto Skype, the row would be diffused. Was that not, to your wife, an incredibly annoying suggestion?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I would have thought that the de-escalating effects of Skype would be overwhelmed by the escalating effect of suggesting Skype.
It's heavy going, isn't it?
It is heavy going.
It's very heavy going, that one.
8 years of this.
Get to the point!
Get to the point is not an exhortation you can fairly make during a parlour game. There is no point. This is a pointless exercise. We are whiling away our finite time before the grave.
What are you going to say? Truth or lie?
I think it's the truth.
I'm thinking it's so weird it's true.
OK, my team says true. I'm certainly not sure either way, so I couldn't overrule them.
So it's true.
So we're saying
You're saying true. Right, OK,
Yeah.
OK. Adam Buxton, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Skype conducted arguments, that is a lie.
Oh, brilliant!
Yes, it was a lie all along. Adam and his wife don't go into separate rooms to argue over Skype. OK, our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Hayden. So, Adam, what is Hayden to you?
This is Hayden. He is the human statue that I once had to give a massage to because he got cramp in his leg.
Bruno, perhaps you could explain how you know Hayden.
This is Hayden. When I choreographed a dance routine for a troupe of JCB diggers, he drove digger number 3.
And finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Hayden?
This is Hayden. He used to be the lead singer of Bananarama until a fire tragically burnt off his hair. Actually, that's not true.
Lee,
yes.
What is your relationship with Hayden?
This is Hayden. He once stopped a cow charging at me by throwing
Oh, this one's true. Oh, hang on. Let's listen, because this one's true.
Do you know what? Now you're starting to think maybe the Bananarama was true. I will continue. This is...
Lee, what is your relationship with Hayden?
This is Hayden. He once stopped a cow charging at me by throwing an apple pie in its face.
There we are. There we are. Adam's stiff statue, Bruno's dancing digger driver, or Lee's bovine basher. David's team, where would you like to begin?
Well, Adam, what was the situation in which you had to give a human statue a massage? Why was his cramp your problem?
Well, we were in London, me and my family, my 3 young children and my beautiful wife, and we were on the South Bank, right next to the London Eye, and we saw Hayden there. He was dressed as a golden robot man. My daughter wanted to pose for a photograph with him because she thought he was adorable looking. She loves gold, anything gold. And in the middle of the photograph, he sort of started making pained robot noises.
How did you become certain enough that a massage of an intimate part of his body would be gratefully received?
I just asked. I said, would you like me to rub your calf?
In fact, funny enough, that's interesting because that's the exact phrase I used when the cow charged it.
Sure.
Were there many people there? Because quite often a crowd gathers around someone like this.
No, it was rainy morning, cold, rainy morning.
When it was a rainy morning, why was you walking around London with your family? It sounds like a bit of a...
You know, sometimes, I don't know if this is true or not, you can leave the house and it's not raining, then it starts raining.
Yeah.
I'm only going by the rumours I've heard.
But what I normally do is go in at a coffee shop, not wander around looking at robots in the rain.
What I would say to you, Rob, is do you have children?
It's not often a 5-year-old says, Caffè Nero, please. This weather is intolerable.
Do you have children, Rob?
No children, no.
So you live a life of unalloyed pleasure and hedonism, not having to think for 1 second about another living person. If you have children, it is not uncommon to trudge around the South Bank in the pouring rain with the drudgery of your life pressing down on you and these voices coming at you from every damn side. You don't know you're born. And the fact that you stood still looking at this loser for it's blessed relief from listening to them giving this all the time. Right, David, who else would you like to quiz?
Bruno, there was a digger dance.
It was a dance routine in which we had many, like a group of diggers.
And how many diggers? So 20?
I think it was, no, 12.
And what was it for?
It was for these fairs, you know, this kind of country fairs where they have all sorts of products in relation to farming.
And what was so special about Hayden's digger?
Well, I mean, they're all the same, the diggers, but he was number 3.
But did he have to do a particularly difficult pirouette.
They all had to do very, very difficult manoeuvres, because can you imagine, you know, they're huge, they're tons, and they have things moving up, down, so everything was to music.
What was the music?
It was a medley.
Oh, love that. I love that.
Medley, you love medley, don't
yes.
you? Oh, Andrew Lloyd Webber tunes.
Oh, I've gone off it.
Is it your favourite? Your favourite.
Right, Lee.
Yes.
A cow was charging at you, and then Hayden
had a pie.
Saved
Luckily,
you.
Hayden had the apple pie and threw it in its face.
So why was he carrying an apple pie?
Good question. Because we were going to a wedding.
Oh, you knew him?
Oh, I know Hayden, yeah.
So you're on your way to a wedding
with an apple pie.
across a field with an apple pie.
We're in a car park.
All right.
We're going to some sort of, like, country wedding. There's lots of marquees and things, and we've got to walk through quite a bit of land with lots of farmers' land around it. And there was a cow that started approaching, and he was carrying, bizarrely, an apple pie.
So it was a bring-your-own-food wedding?
No, hey, just because we're Northerners, don't be like that. Yeah, no, it was his children are very picky eaters, and he knew that the children wouldn't eat any of the fancy food at the wedding, and so he didn't want the stress of the child not eating and then getting fractures.
Yeah. But why did the cow charge you? Because cows are normally quite timid. Bulls charge.
It started coming towards me, and as a joke, I started sort of, like, enticing it a little bit.
Showing it a nipple.
Yeah. And the cow went, call that a nipple? Have a look at it!
So you're with your family. You're not on your own, you're with your family.
I'm with my family. I'm with my wife and 3 children.
Can I ask how...
And I, like Rob, was weeping, going, why can't I be on my own for once?
You're walking across the field. Yeah. The cow has noticed you.
The cow, well, noticed me, he didn't go.
Lee Mack.
That's Lee Mack. Are you early?
To be fair on me, Lee, I did say noticed, not recognised.
The cow sort of looked up, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't...
Noticed you.
Was it a Frisian belted Galloway?
I don't know what the temperature was like. And the cow, it was one of those ones that looked like Mick Hucknall.
Oh, the ginger one. Ginger cow.
Island one, yeah. You know what? You know the ones that look like Mick Hucknall wearing a Vikings helmet?
Yeah.
One of them.
One of those?
Highland cow.
In Cumbria. Where were you?
That was, believe it or not, it was actually on the Isle of Mull.
OK.
Now we're getting...
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
We're on the Isle of Mull now, aren't we?
You were dressed in a kilt?
No, because I've got some self-respect.
And so the cow noticed you, starts coming out...
I don't think the cow was charging us in the sense of it's going to kill her, but it was walking very fast towards us, because I foolishly had picked up a load of grass and was sort of doing that.
You waved the grass as a joke.
I got the grass like that. It started getting a little bit out of hand because it started getting a bit of grass, and then we sort of walked away a bit, and then it walked very fast towards us. And I went like and sort of threw it in the cow's face, and the cow got a bit of a shock.
How far away from the cow was Hayden when he launched the pie? What was,
I would say...
Did he actually press it into the cow with his hand?
No. I think he mixed it up. I think he mixed up this incident and something that happened with the Chuckle Brothers. He didn't go... And then he did threw it down slowly and the cow went...
So how far away were you when you when he threw the pie?
It was all in a bit of a panic, but I would guess at somewhere in the region of sort of how far now I am from Hayden. So it was one of those sort of...
So did it go in the horns and all down through its hair?
To be honest with you, we were sort of facing the other way, going at speed. So I didn't say, kids, come back, see how it's landed.
So, David's team, is Hayden Adam's stiff statue, Bruno's dancing digger driver, or Lee's bovine basher?
What do you think, Kez?
I'm just not sure about the idea that he looks the kind of guy that is a golden robot.
Look at his golden robot head.
No. I don't think he's a robot. Now, it doesn't show Lee in a good light because he's acted incredibly stupidly and then couldn't repair his own damage.
Yeah, well, absolutely. He's
literally... Put his children in danger.
No, whoa.
Yeah,
hang on. I'm not having another one taken into care. I simply said, look at the orange beast, and waved a bit of...
I remember last series where you brought in a video of you making one of your children cry.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
I think Bruno's, I think he looks like a guy who'd probably be very precise with a digger.
I'm siding on digger over robot, definitely, and don't know about the cow pie.
Yeah, I think we're leaning towards Bruno's story being
You're
true.
all thinking it's the digger?
Yeah.
OK. Hayden, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name's Hayden. I was digger number 3 in Bruno's dance routine.
Yes, Hayden is Bruno's dancing digger driver. Thank you very much, Hayden. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies. And we start with... It is David.
As a child, I was scared of the sun.
What age?
I think this would probably be when I was 4, 5, 6, 7, that sort of age. When I was 4,567. I was still in my infancy as a god.
What was it about the sun that you found frightening?
It was looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just go out at night or something? You never went out during the day?
No, I did go out during the day, but I would sort of obsessively keep my eyes towards the ground.
Right.
The problem was that someone used the phrase, if you look at the sun, you will go blind.
Funny enough, exactly the same advice for me as well, but it was page 3 of the Sun. So you would still go out, but you would avoid anyway.
And then, occasionally you sort of turn your head and the sun goes through your vision, and it can create that slight, when you blink, you can still see.
And you thought that was burning.
And I thought, right, well, yeah, what's that? Is that the beginning of the great eternal darkness?
Yeah. You really had a happy childhood, didn't you, then? We were all then on our rally grifters, and you were thinking about the eternal darkness.
Did anything else scare you as a child?
Oh, yes, most things.
What else scared you?
Well, the trouble is that some children are timorous and some children are reckless.
Yeah, and I'm Sagittarius.
And in order... But in order to save the lives of reckless children, warnings are calibrated for their safety, the result of which is that the timorous live in a state of perpetual terror. What I needed to be told is, you know what, most days you won't die, it's fine. I wasn't ever going to tear across a 3-lane motorway. Right. The very existence of a 3-lane motorway in the same postcode as me made me not want to leave the house.
And presumably you would wait for about 3 weeks before swimming after a meal.
No, and having an ice cream in the afternoon and then thinking, right, well, I should probably not swim for the rest of the holiday. And then someone says, when I was an adult, you don't have to wait at all. It's all a myth. You can swim and eat.
Did you...
While looking into the sun.
So what are we thinking?
Adam?
I'm thinking true fact.
I'm going truth.
So you're saying it's the truth?
Yeah.
Go on, we'll say it's true.
You're going to say that it's true. OK. David, truth or lie?
It is true.
It's a whole woman's story. Yes, it's true. As a child, David was scared of the sun. Next. It's Kirsty.
Jeremy Paxman didn't talk to me for a week after he caught me drinking from his Snoopy mug.
Lee.
I'm sorry, I'm very ignorant. What's a Snoopy cat?
Snoopy, you know who Snoopy is? Snoopy's a rapper and... he's a cartoon character, a comic strip.
Snoopy the dog?
Snoopy the dog.
Snoopy the
Charlie
dog.
Brown.
Charlie Brown. Jeremy Paxman has a Snoopy...
Mug.
Mug.
Yeah.
Cup mug thing.
Mug.
And how did he come about finding out you'd had... Was there lipstick on the coffee cup?
No, he caught me.
He actually caught you? You were lips on cup?
Yeah.
What did he say? So picture the scene, right? I'm Jeremy Paxman. No, because you have to play him, otherwise I wouldn't be able to say it because I wasn't there. I'll be you, right? News. That's you rehearsing.
That's me.
News. Sorry, I need a little break.
News. I need to go and see...
News. Paxman! Paxman's in.
Isle of Mull, Highland Cow.
Hang on, you're both doing you now.
No. Don't do you.
He's doing you.
I'm you and you.
Right.
He's doing you.
I'm doing you.
No. Just let's be very clear.
I'm at my desk.
Lee is doing you.
I'm you.
You are doing Jeremy Paxman.
You're at the desk.
I'm rehearsing, so I'm saying news, 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 news. I want to go independent, but I'm not allowed to say it publicly. I get my lips on the cup. Or I might not want to go independent. It could go either way. I'm not going to say it. I get my cup.
Stop.
I get my cup.
I'm left-handed.
I get... So there you are, you're doing the drinky thing, and it's got to your lips. The lip... Paxman. What does Paxman say?
Kirsty, you're not drinking out my Snoopy mug.
So he said you're not drinking out my Snoopy mug.
What's he doing this for?
What's it? What?
He said you're not drinking out of my Snoopy mug, are you?
And you're me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You're me anyway.
I'm you.
I got my left hand.
Are you doing Paxman now?
No.
Well, why is he talking like that? I don't
because the
understand
microphone's broke. He's like, he's a long way away. It's a big room.
He's a long way away.
Are you drinking out of my cup?
It's a small room.
So you've got the cup, and Paxman walks in, and then you say, I can't do you because I wasn't there. You have to now be you. So you said, I'm now Paxman. Or, Kirsty, are you drinking from my Snoop whatever? And you said...
It's only a mug. What does it matter?
And he said...
It's my mug.
And you said...
OK, have your mug.
And he said...
Wash it first.
Oh. I've been through that conversation with a woman before. OK.
But then he didn't talk to you for a week.
A week's a long time. What is it about Paxman? He wouldn't talk to you for a week because of that.
Who said that?
That was in your...
You did when you read it.
You said that at the beginning. You did.
I think we made the number... I think it's a fly. Who said that? Oh, no, who was it that said that? Somebody said it.
I suspect you're edging towards her telling a lie.
I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie. And do you know what? I believed her until the week mistake.
Until the unravelling.
So you say it's a lie. Kirsty, was it truth or was it a lie?
Try.
Oh, and that sound signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. Yeah. But it's not just a team game, of course, and my individual liar of the week this week is Adam Buxton. Yes, Adam's got more flannel than the John Lewis bed and bath department. Good night.